So this video is going to be about the difference between average velocity and instantaneous velocity. So let's start with average velocity. Up until this point, we've been talking about average velocity exclusively. And when I talk about average velocity, I mean the velocity that is over the entire trip. So I could say that you can find average velocity by saying that your velocity average is equal to your change in displacement over your total change in time. So we're going to use these delta, these triangles, throughout the class, and they mean basically just that you take your final position and you subtract it from your initial position. That's what a delta means. And over your total time. So T final minus T initial. Okay? Now, this would give me the average velocity. So over the entire trip, what velocity did I average? Instantaneous velocity is a little bit different. So I think you should think of instantaneous velocity as if you look down on the speedometer of your car and it'll say something like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and this is something like kilometers per hour, right? So if I look down at any moment at a specific point in time, I look where the needle is pointing, and I see that I'm going 30 kilometers per hour at that instant, at that specific point in time. That doesn't mean I'm going to be going that speed the whole trip, but at that moment, my instantaneous velocity is 30 kilometers per hour. So it's just an instant in time. We can also read instantaneous velocity from a graph of motion, like the velocity over time graph I have here on the left. So if I look at this, I can see that, well, say I want to know the instantaneous velocity at 3 seconds. I can draw a dotted line up from my 3 seconds and see where it meets my graph. So at 3 seconds, I am going 3 meters per second. So my instantaneous velocity is 3 meters per second at 3 seconds. Okay? Another good way to look at this, say we're talking about a plane trip. Say I fly from Ho Chi Minh City to Sydney, Australia, and the flight is 7,200 kilometers, and it takes 9 hours for me to fly from one city to the next. What is the plane's average velocity? Well, let's see. So we have a displacement of 7,200 kilometers, and we have a time of 9 hours. So what's our average velocity? So remember, V average is equal to your change in location from one location to the next divided by the total time, your change in time. So I'm traveling a total of 7,200 kilometers, and it's taking me 9 hours. So I have an average velocity of 800 kilometers per hour. Does this mean I'm traveling at 800 kilometers per hour my entire trip in between Ho Chi Minh and Sydney? No, it doesn't. It just means that on average the plane is going about 800 kilometers per hour. So I wouldn't be going 800 kilometers per hour when the plane's taking off or when the plane's landing, or different parts of the journey when the plane might be going either faster or slower than 800 kilometers per hour. So what does this look like on a graph? So we see that if I graph my trip from Ho Chi Minh to Sydney, Australia, that my average velocity, this red dotted line here of 800 kilometers per hour, is slightly below the maximum velocity I attain, and maybe this region here where I'm going slower and I'm speeding up could be taking off, and maybe this region here where I'm slowing down could be when we land. So it doesn't mean I'm going 800 kilometers per hour the entire time, but on average of the trip I'm going 800 kilometers per hour mostly, or I'm going an average of 800 kilometers per hour. Most of the time I'm actually going slower or faster than 800 kilometers per hour.